Yo, what is up guys, it is xFayze here. Now I usually listen to these types of videos off camera because, you know, it's not music or anything, but I've had several people ask me to react to Ren's 1 million subscribers to finding success video. I'm not sure what this is about at all. If I don't think it's worthy of posting, you're just never gonna see this, but let's see what this is all about.
Keep this short and sweet because I wrote something that I want to share with you. But first of all, I just want to say how grateful I am. I've reached 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is a flipping huge milestone. I wanted to say thank you to everyone who supported my music over the years, whether you're newly on board or have been here for a while. I wanted to say thank you to the YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way. And
oh shoot, that's me. He's talking about me. I'm kidding. Sorry, this is totally out there, but I'm just saying, for someone who's sick, your biceps are looking nice. I'm just saying, okay? I don't swing that way, but I'm saying they're looking nice. So shout out to those curls that you're hitting.
YouTube reaction community who have gotten behind my stuff in a big way and really helped me reach this goal. So thank you guys. Yeah, I wanted to read this passage that I wrote about success. It's too much for me to remember right now, so bear with me. But yeah. Success to me means that I have a responsibility that transcends me. If I have a platform where people are paying attention, then I feel like it's my duty to make that count. It's far more important than my aspirations with music and what I could personally gain. There's a saying that stuck with me recently, which was a rising tide lifts all ships. Somehow, by finding success for myself has meant that I can find success for the people around me, and that makes me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now.
I like that, the rising tides thing. He's just saying, like, once he's reaching this success, he wants to bring others up and use himself as a platform for something positive. I like that.
Me feel very rich. I'm in a very strange position right now where I owe much of my success to the most destructive force in my life, which has been the turbulence of my physical and mental illness. The thing that has by far brought me the most pain has been a source of constant inspiration, which ironically led to creations which brought me the most joy. Creating art which means something to somebody else and can potentially be a companion to somebody else in the dark justifies my own pain, and I desperately needed that to be justified. There are a lot of people alive today who live in the dark. It's a place that I'm very familiar with. In the peak of my health problems, I was severely underweight. All my meals had to be restricted and blended, and I was so tired that I couldn't participate in life. I couldn't socialize, I couldn't watch films, I couldn't read. My bones constantly hurt. Even standing in the shower was excruciating and exhausting. And this went on for years, with no answers. Nobody could have ever convinced me during that time that my pain and suffering would be a source for something good, because it felt insidious. Nobody could have ever convinced me that something constructive can come from hurting every day. But I'm here to tell you that if you are hurting every day, don't be afraid. One thing I know to be a certain, to be a constant law of the universe, is that life is inconsistent. Life is beautiful and life is hideous. Life is kind and life is cruel. Dancing inside this dichotomy and inconsistency makes me know that you won't hurt forever, whether that comes from resolution of what you're going through or acceptance of where you are. You won't hurt forever.
That's important. Resolution or acceptance, because not everything can be solved. Not everything is in your control to be solved. So mentally, for you to move forward, sometimes you do need to get in that position of acceptance and be like, okay, so this is where I am. I can't change some of these circumstances, but I can move forward from this starting point where I'm at today, and keep evolving. And like you said, life is inconsistent. You know, you go through peaks and troughs, and it's always like a wave, right? It's highs and lows, and it's that whole thing where like you have to be sad sometimes to be happy as well. So you have to experience both. It's all part of life, and it sucks to be in a position. And his position is very extreme. I don't think it happens to most people, but for him to pull that away from honestly such a shitty life, the way he described it, like his bones are hurting when he's in the shower, like damn, I would, yeah. I don't know if I'd come out the same way he did if I had to go through that, I'll be honest.
You don't know yet whether or not your pain conceals gold. It definitely conceals wisdom, and it's definitely a catalyst for filling you with empathy. So stand strong, my friends, and don't let the darkness consume you, because once you know the dark and become intimate with it, you become very capable of wielding the light. You could be instrumental for changing this world for the better. There's nothing humble about shrinking or doubting yourself because you are large. You can be ferocious, and you could be magnificent. For the medical industry, who too often let people fall through the cracks, it's your duty to do better. For the people living in the light, who have either stepped out of their shadow or have never had to walk beside it, it's your responsibility to put out untainted love. Our own greed, desire to ferociously expand, and decisions rooted in self-interest can benefit ourselves in a material sense, but can be very destructive to the hive and the world around us, ultimately hurting ourselves. So we really must consider that if we're going to step into a bright future. As humans, we have an incredible potential, and it would be a shame to throw it away. So community, humanity, and changing our relationship with the natural world so it leans more towards homeostasis must be a priority. Priority number one.
So what he described here is short-term versus long-term effects, and he's saying that whole greed thing where you just focus on the material earnings you're getting is going to benefit you in the short term, but hurt the overall system in the long term. The rich, the gap between the rich and the poor has been and is still getting larger and larger. And that's because once you have things, it's easier to get more things. Just the way that investments work, the way that businesses work. You know, if I have enough money to make one business and it becomes profitable, now I can make a second one, then I can buy a house and I can buy a second house. Everything appreciates in value. It's really, once you get that ball rolling with your material gains, it's actually not that hard to keep it and to get more and more as time goes on. But he's saying in the long term, that could be something that doesn't even benefit yourself, because eventually you're going to get to that breaking point in society where there's going to be more tension, and people that don't have as much are going to fight. And it happens a lot in smaller countries, but it can happen anywhere, right? We've seen some destructive protests in France. We've seen some unfortunate events happen where like it's people that are backed into a corner, and that's when they make those violent decisions. And you know, you could be a victim of one of those violent decisions. So he's thinking very large picture, very long-term picture, where most people live in the today, and most people don't think to this depth, or at least not daily, right? So I do think that it's important that he points it out.
If you're watching this and there's a knot tied up in your stomach with bitterness, anger, or hatred for your fellow human being, be with it, feel it, understand it, express it, and then let it go. You're hurting. Give yourself love, forgive yourself, and then project that love outwards, and the anger will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas.
So Jannah, Jahannam is basically heaven and hell, but for Muslims it's just in Arabic. So and then utopia, dystopia, he's just using different, I mean that's a rapper in him, right? The poet in him, he's using different ways to say the same thing, but depending on the words he's using, he's appealing to a different crowd. So he's trying to appeal to all crowds, whether you're religious or not religious, or whoever you are.
Will pass. We have a decision in every interaction to tilt the world towards heaven or hell, towards Jannah or Jahannam, utopia or dystopia, and some people's ideas of heaven will be another's image of hell. So tread carefully, but treat those differences with respect. Tapestries are made beautiful because of the variety in the sum of their parts. Thank you to 1 million people inside this rich tapestry for the opportunity for me to try and spread my own vision of what I believe to be good. And thank you for justifying my pain. Thank you. I love you.
You almost got me with the... You almost got me. You didn't get me, though. Yeah. I like that message. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this. I'm going to rewatch the reaction and see if... Because I don't think I brought any value to this. I think this is more a message that you should just hear like this. But, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. If I do think the reaction is worth posting, I'll post it. But shout out to Ren. We're very happy that he hit 1 million subscribers, and he even said he's gonna try and spread the positive according to his own opinion. So he's not even saying that he's right, he's just saying this is what I think is right and that's what I'm gonna try and do. So the fact that he's very open with that as well, very, I mean, he just feels very down to earth, and that seems to be common with people that go through really hard things. They understand that there's more to life than just like the selfish things, and it's unfortunate that you have to go through something so hard before you see the world this way, but once you do, he just seems very positive. So shout out to Ren.